if you go to the story of Jesus' birth in the Gospel of Luke, you will run into some strange scouting, because the first chapter of Luke into the second chapter is full up with people who don't seem like central casting, right? Who don't seem like they ought to be doing the things they're doing. We're talking in this series about incarnation. And if I were God and choosing where I was going to land in flesh, I might not have been smart enough to choose these people, because I might have gone the more conventional route. Notice that in chapter 1 of Luke, we get a couple that is too old to have babies, who have a baby. And then we get a young female, low status Mary, chosen as the conduit to God's presence in the world. And neither of those would have occurred to me. But they would have occurred to you and to anybody who's been soaked in this story, and anybody who's been soaked in Bible. There's that age-old quip of pastors and faithful folks that God doesn't call the equipped, God equips the called, and we'll talk a little bit about that in this time. But we ought to, in this gospel especially, on our way in to the greatest story ever told, we ought to, at least for a moment, stop to see the unlikeliness of these characters, right? How unlikely they are for the parts they play.